Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to replace a PCV valve on a 2009 Mark V Golf GTI. It's good practice to replace these, even if it hasn't got symptoms yet. They can whistle. This is what it looks like, by the way. On this type, we'll bolt on the front of the cylinder head under the cover, and you want a gasket as well. They can cause various fault codes, and they just don't last forever. Probably every couple of years it's just a good idea to replace them on service, maybe 4 years. I think this one's even older. Also quite notorious Volkswagens, when they do start to fail, the crankcase pressure becomes too much and it starts to cause oil leaks from places. Now, it's not necessarily the cause, but on this car there is a bit of an oil leak between the transmission and the engine, which more than likely is the rear main seal, crankshaft oil seal on that side. Basically, massive horrible job. Now this PCV may slow down the slight leak from there, so we're just going to do it. For that reason, it is also hissing a little bit, so chances are it's not very good. So I'm going to get into how to replace it. Alright, these engine covers can be an absolute pain to get off. Bit of a backbreaker. This one may be slightly easier because I had it off a couple of weeks ago on service. So I'm going to unplug the air mass meter or MAF sensor, undo the two clips from this pier, and then I'm going to undo a hose clamp. So there's a clamp here. Now, I don't think this clamp's original. You don't usually use clamp pliers for these from memory. Right, now I'm just going to pull at the back because this is one of the stronger parts, and this here often tends to crack. So I'm just going to pull up back. Oh, okay, that's that side released, and then I'm going to do the same thing here and up. Now, I put rubber grease on there, so I just made that look easy, right? Don't expect it to come up that easy. Okay. So, here is the PCV valve here. Positive crankcase ventilation valve. We're going to give these a squeeze and a wobble. Need 2 hands for that. And then there's another pipe there. Squeeze the clip, give it a wobble. Be careful, these can get brittle over years. Okay, squeeze down, pull, twist that out of the way. This one here, squeeze down on the clip, wobble, slight persuasion with a screwdriver, not a lot, be careful. Again, I'm going to squeeze down, pry against the stronger part of the pipe. I'm not going to pry against those clips, alright? Be very gentle with the clip part. And there we go. It is undone. Careful not to drop the screws. 1. T25, by the way, I think these are. Torx. That's number 2. Okay. This one's quite... So for this third screw that's underneath, I've just loosened it, and then I'm going to fish it out with a magnet to avoid dropping it down the engine bay. And it's just easier to grab like that. Screw number 4, easy one on top. Okay. So there is the old valve removed. On the later ones, the PCV goes right across the top. There's a little bit oily in there. Not unusual, that's okay. That gasket, yeah, it's quite hard. So we'll get that gasket out next. Just run a screwdriver under the gasket and get that out of there like so. Slowly pull that out. Then I'm going to get a rag with a bit of brake cleaner and just carefully clean inside those crevices there where the gasket sits. I'm not going to spray brake cleaner straight down this hole. Just going to spray the brake cleaner onto a rag. Get that dirt out of there. We don't want things falling into the rocker cover. Yeah, give that a clean out. Then I'm going to get a new gasket and cover it in rubber grease. It helps it seal. Some rubber grease, new gasket, get that all around the new gasket. Just a thin coating. Okay. Wiping the grease off my hands. And line up the gasket. Push her in there. Okay. Get the new gasket. Get the new PCV. Line her up there. Okay. Let's get some screws. Just a slight nip up first of all, so you've got them all in. Once the magnet puts the screw in place, hold the screw with your finger, get the screwdriver into it and screw that down. Okay, tight. Tight. So just evenly around the edges. till it's tight. You don't have to go completely crazy. They're only small screws, it's only plastic. These pipes, by the way, they have O-rings in them. So just have a look at the pipes. Make sure that the rubber O-ring isn't split on both of them. I can see the rubber O-ring there. It's a bit tricky to show you right now. But make sure the rubber O-rings aren't torn, otherwise you're going to get air leaks. And now I will just clip those back on. Could give that a smear of lube, silicone or grease if you like. And then back in, you can hear it clip. You want to give it a tug, make sure it's clipped on fully. And that is the PCV installed. So then you just got to reverse putting the top cover back on.